In part 3, we looked at loading in polygon data from local files such as ESRI Shapefiles or GeoJSON files. But in part 4, we're going to consider what happens if your geographic polygon data is in your source data. Now, your source data might just be a local file, but it could be a Snowflake database or in SQL Server or Postgres. In those cases, it can be useful to load our polygon data into the Power BI dataset itself. So let's have a look at how we bring this data into our Power BI data model. So let's click on Get Data and use Power Query to load our data in. In this case, it's just a CSV extract containing polygon data in well-known text format, but it could be equally GeoJSON data. So let's select our well-known text data and jump into the Power Query user interface. So here I have a simple file containing a number of columns. The first column is our polygon data in well-known text format, and then we have the ID of the local authority, which should match the code fields that we have in our existing data. So let's start off by clicking Use First Row as headers, and then we'll just remove the columns that we don't need. Now, one thing to check when we're importing data in this format is often our polygons are quite large and they can exceed the maximum number of characters that we can fit in a single column in Power Query, which is just over 32,000. So let's add a column and just check that the length of these doesn't exceed 32,000. In this case it doesn't, so we're good to go. I'll publish another video showing what to do when these do exceed 32,000 characters. So let's click Close and Apply and import our well-known text data. Now I'm just going to create a simple join between our two code fields just to join these tables together. So now back in our map, let's use that new well-known text field and drag it into the image WKT GeoJSON field here. And then if I jump to the formatting settings, expand data layers and turn on well-known text, those polygons will appear. And then we have the familiar options to configure them, such as changing the outline formatting and using conditional formatting to base the colours on the values in our data.